for watching another Sweet Careers video tutorial. This is Grace Cutney. In this video, I'll be discussing cover letters, specifically application cover letters for college students and recent grads. Although most job seekers would probably prefer to avoid writing a cover letter and wonder whether or not they are a waste of time, cover letters are an important and powerful job search tool. They go where resumes can't go, the future. With the small exception perhaps of your graduation year, which you can list even before it's happened, resumes are constrained to describing your past. Cover letters can forecast into the future, synthesizing your previous experience, skill set, personality traits into a cohesive statement about what you will bring to a prospective employer in the future. Traditional cover letters, that is, ones that are sent printed on good quality resume paper, are becoming less and less common. Personally, I think that's kind of unfortunate, because I really found traditional cover letters more attractive. That said, the basic content of cover letters are pretty consistent, whether sent electronically or by mail. To be effective, as with all job search correspondence, the cover letter will be tailored to a specific position. Think of your cover letter as the lens through which a prospective employer will read your resume. It should act to prime them, entice them to read the resume, which in turn should persuade them to want to meet with you in person during an interview. Let's not worry quite yet about the structure of the cover letter, as in the salutation, where the employer's name goes, etc. We'll come back to that later. For now, let's start with the actual content of the letter. If you've ever written a persuasive-style college essay, the sort that starts with a thesis, then a cover letter will seem somewhat familiar. And yes, I really did say essay. As college students or recent grads, you've probably written your fair share of these, so let's use that strength to our advantage. We'll start with an introductory paragraph. The first sentence should tell the employer why you're writing. You don't want them to have to read 5 or 6 sentences before they realize you're applying for a specific job. They probably receive a ton of correspondence, both email and snail mail, so it's a good idea to get to the point right away. You might say, for example, I'm writing to apply for the full-time blank position. If you've learned about this position through networking, here's a good place to indicate, with the contact's permission, from whom you learned about the opportunity. You may say something like, I learned about this position from Miss Ann Smith, Director of Marketing at ABC Corp. If your contact knows Ms. Smith, this detail will help to ground your letter, make it a bit more personal. I'm much more likely to read a letter if it's been referred to me by someone with whom I've already had contact or someone I'm familiar with. Also, if you've conducted an informational interview with the addressee or have interacted with them in some way in the past, this would be a good place to indicate that interaction. You might say, I was very excited to learn about this opportunity when we spoke on December 15th. Thank you for encouraging me to apply. If you learned about the opportunity via a job ad, be sure to follow specific instructions that might be listed in the ad, such as citing a job number. Next comes the thesis statement. In this case, your thesis makes the claim that you are qualified for this specific position, for this specific employer, based on a set of skills, experiences, or personal qualities. The rest of your cover letter acts to support this claim. Actually, if done strategically, you'll want to continue to support your argument during your interview. Your thesis is sort of a common thread that makes your cover letter, resume, and interview a cohesive, consistent marketing package. Please take the time to think carefully about what makes you uniquely qualified for this position. Is it your combination of formal academic training and work experience? Is it a proven skill set such as written and verbal fluency in Mandarin? Is it your passion for the field? Whatever combination it is that you feel best qualifies you for the position, make sure you have the evidence to support it. A thesis statement might look something like this. My qualifications include 2 water conservancy internships, extensive coursework in environmental science, and a genuine passion for green advocacy. Or, I believe my internship experience at 2 water conservancies and an extensive study of environmental science, combined with my genuine passion for green advocacy, will be assets as the watershed specialist for GRN organization. Somewhere within this introduction, it will be important to indicate what it is about the organization that attracts you to it. I asked you earlier to think of your cover letter as a lens. Now I'd like to ask you to think of it as a love letter to the prospective employer, a good old-fashioned love letter. An effective love letter doesn't just talk about how wonderfully qualified you are as a suitor, it talks about what attracts you to the party of interest. So please make sure that you've identified some aspects of the employer organization that draw you to it. For example, GRN's recent technological advances in tracking fluctuations in stream temperatures demonstrate its ongoing commitment to improving and furthering the field of water conservation, a commitment I share.